Welcome aboard all Umbrella Academy fans. We're back with another video, and today we'll be talking about Season 3 and what exactly happened in it. The ending left many questions unanswered, and we're here to answer them for you, so stick around to the end of the video to be completely ready for Season 4, if it gets announced. Let's begin. First off, let's talk about why Reginald summoned the Hotel Guardians. At the end of the third season of Umbrella Academy, the father of Hargreeves calls the Hotel Guards since their annihilation is an essential part of Reginald's grand plot. The Guardians are summoned to safeguard the dimensional machine, and while they figure it out, the final Guardian assaults Hargreeves. When the Umbrellas and Sparrows attack the guards, is simply another strategy Reginald uses to get control over them, since up until this point, Reginald couldn't compel them to follow his instructions, and ringing the bell both forced them to act and prevent them from playing a role in his plots. So basically, what he was trying to do was occupy them physically and mentally, because that way, they'd be too busy fighting the Guardians to actually think about what was happening and figuring out what the old man was after. By ringing the bell, he created a threat that the children would do anything to get rid of, which included letting him reset the machine without questioning him. We've got to give it to him, he's a smart man. Also, he didn't want to be defenseless against the Guardians while he reprogrammed the machine. To carry out his plan, Reginald required the guards of the Oblivion Hotel to be slain at the end of the Season 3 of Umbrella Academy, because he didn't want to be helpless against them if he used Umbrellas and Sparrows to switch on the device. While the Guardians are in charge of restricting access to the universe reset device, they will be destroyed as soon as Hargreeves steps into the 7-star Oblivion Hotel. Reginald, on the other hand, utilizes the Oblivion Hotel Guardians to have his offspring do his bidding, since he understands how the machine functions and what happens to those who fuel it. Not only does Reginald understand how the machine works, since he quickly altered the desired future and prevented Allison from powering the machine, but he also claims that starting the machine is the only way to defeat the last Guardian. So apart from compelling everyone to flee to the Oblivion Hotel, he staged a confrontation with the Guardians in order to force his children to follow him and trigger the machine. Coming on to why Reginald stopped Allison from powering the universe reset machine. Allison seemed to be unnecessary at first, because Klaus revived himself and joined the gang in their last hours. Allison was the odd one out in the party of 8, so she didn't need to step on one of the Hotel Oblivion's 7 stars. Allison's perfect Season 3 end in the Umbrella Academy, on the other hand, hints that she and Reginald had a more complex plot than what was originally revealed. Unlike her siblings, who were sent to the Hotel Oblivion's remnants, she was reunited with her daughter and parallel 1960s timeframe husband after the reset. This unusual outcome suggests that she and Reginald churned this new alternate timeline at the end of this season of the Umbrella Academy, clarifying why he may have probably avoided her taking direct part in standing on the stars themselves, since those who did appear in this alternate world later than Reginald and Allison themselves. And in case you're wondering what the grand scheme behind Project Oblivion was, let's discuss that too. All through the 3 seasons, Five felt like he was the only one attempting to save the world from dying, but there was another, a more formidable menace to the timeline, and it was none other than his foster alien dad, Sir Reginald Hargreeves. Reginald's wife, Abigail Hargreeves, was diagnosed with a fatal disease at the start of the Umbrella Academy, Season 1, Episode 10. The two were most likely from a distant planet, or even a dying Earth from another dimension. Residents of the world were departing from the unlivable planet on their spacecraft, and Reginald was unable to defend either his wife or the world. We also saw Reggie with a jar full of glowing particles, the origin of all superpowers in the Umbrella Academy world, and it was those exact atoms that traveled into the women's uterus and gave birth to the superhumans on the 1st of October in 1989. We can only guess that Reginald brought the jar with him to Earth, since he loved scheming. Reginald stored his wife's remains inside a cryogenic tank on the moon, guarded by geofence technology, identical to what we saw inside the Hotel Obsidian's White Buffalo suite. He also sent Luther to the moon to guard Abigail's coffin, but Luther was too dull to grasp his father's intentions. On the moon, he never saw Abigail's frozen tube. After his wife died, Reginald moved to the United States in the 19th century, where he purchased the Umbrella Manufacturing Company and quickly put his plan into effect. All of this suggests that he came to Earth with one goal in mind: to resurrect his long-lost love. It seems like he loved her too much and couldn't accept the fact that she died, so he did everything he could to bring her back to life and be reunited with her, even if it meant dooming the world in the process. But how did he know what to do to achieve his objectives? Doesn't it seem like some of the villains or heroes are just born with the knowledge of the world and had a clear goal with the proper path to follow in order to achieve it? That's so unfair. Why do we have to start with learning how to walk and count backwards? Reginald is kind of the same. He came to the States searching for a portal leading to the other side, as it was revealed in Episode 8 of this season. He thought that whoever built the universe left a hidden doorway with the means to restart the universe in the event of catastrophic destruction. Reginald constructed the Hotel Obsidian around this portal, concealing the gateway within the White Buffalo suite. He knew there were 3 lethal gatekeepers defending the creator's timeline device, so Reginald had to handle them first in order to accomplish his objectives. Initially, Reginald recruited several men armed with firearms and ammo to kill the Guardians, but when they failed, he realized he needed people with superhuman abilities to complete Project Oblivion. It's nice to know he had to do some trial and error to figure out what to do, but unfortunately, that trial and error involved a lot of death and disaster. In the initial timeline, he taught members of the Umbrella Academy to execute the duties, but in the altered version, he trained members of the Sparrow Academy to do the same, and that was his only motivation for adopting the superhuman individuals, as Pogo to 5 also said. And Reginald was willing to sacrifice his own kids to reclaim Abigail, except, well, they weren't really his children to begin with. It's kind of weird though, a person willing to go to any lengths to bring back someone he deeply loves, feels no remorse for using his adopted children to serve his purpose. How can you love one person so much and not care about anyone else? In other related news, Season 4 has been sent to Netflix for approval. Steve Blackman, the show's producer and creator, recently said that he proposed Season 4 to Netflix, but he also disclosed that Netflix has not formally approved the 4th season of the series, and it can go both ways, since Netflix has a history of randomly canceling shows last minute. But Blackman said that if Season 4 does happen, it will most likely be the last, because when he came up with the Umbrella Academy, he always knew how the first 4 seasons would go. He believes that a 4th season ending would be liked by the audience, but if he were given the chance, he was up for imagining how he could stretch the storyline further. Also, the Umbrella Academy has just outranked Stranger Things in terms of streaming. Stranger Things was unseated from the top place in Nielsen streaming charts after 4 record-breaking weeks. The Umbrella Academy, another Netflix series, won the top position for the week of June 20 through 26. Its 3rd season aired on June 22nd and received 2.45 billion minutes of watch time in 1 week. Stranger Things fell just under the Umbrella Academy, sitting at 2nd place. Nielsen streaming stats only include TV watching and do not include time spent on computers to smartphones. The ratings only include Apple TV+, Disney+, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, and Prime Video, and do not include audiences from countries other than the United States. Lastly, Twitter has suspended Peterson's accounts after his remarks about the Umbrella Academy actor Elliot Page. Twitter suspended conservative writer and therapist Dr. Jordan Peterson after he published a derogatory tweet on transgender actor Elliot Page that breached the platform's policies. Elliot came out as a transgender person in December 2020. The remarks from Peterson came on the same day the 3rd season of the show was released. And that's a wrap for this video. Did you already guess why Reginald called the Guardians, or were you surprised to find out? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.